Vince Panaro was reportedly spotted having a tense conversation with his long-term girlfriend Kelsey after Big Brother wrapped its 27th season. Vince and Kelsey were photographed out in public for the first time since Vince left the Big Brother house on Tuesday, September 30th. In a video obtained by The Sun, Vince and Kelsey, who finally reunited after several months apart, appeared to be having a passionate and intense conversation. Vince had a serious look on his face while Kelsey pointed her finger at him multiple times. However, both Vince and Kelsey cracked a smile towards the end of the discussion, suggesting they're on amicable terms. An insider told The Sun that Vince and Kelsey are no longer dating, but they have been hashing things out post-show. The Big Brother runner-up and Kelsey were reportedly running errands in Calabasas, California. Not only did they stop at Sunlife Organics for fruit bowls, but they also touched down at a local bank, according to The Sun. Vince was wearing a white t-shirt, black jeans, and his signature beanie. And Kelsey looked trendy in a blue crop top with tight biker shorts, a baseball hat, and sunglasses. Later in the afternoon, Vince and Kelsey reportedly visited a café in nearby Malibu. Although the pair clearly spent the day together, there was no kissing, hand-holding, or PDA of any kind that was caught on tape. Kelsey, who dated Vince for 7 years before he competed on Big Brother, reportedly decided she was done with Vince about halfway through Big Brother's 27th season because he had disrespected her by constantly flirting with fellow houseguest Morgan Pope. However, Vince reportedly didn't find out that Kelsey had dumped him until Big Brother's finale night on Sunday, September 28. Vince was told that Kelsey broke up with him on the Big Brother stage, and he learned from the other contestants, a source who was present at the Big Brother finale told The Sun. While Vince's parents were sitting in the audience on finale night, Kelsey was noticeably absent. Like when the lights were still bright and as the cameras were rolling, he was told Kelsey was done, the eyewitness added. Vince hasn't processed how much his life is about to change, so it hasn't hit him yet that he lost his girlfriend of 7 years. The source alleged that Vince was in complete denial about the current status of his relationship with Kelsey and needed more time to process things. According to the eyewitness, Big Brother 27 houseguest Jimmy Haggerty, who had been voted out of the Big Brother house pre-jury and could therefore connect with the outside world, was the person who broke the bad news to Vince. Jimmy also reportedly told the other BB finalists about Vince's broken relationship with Kelsey during the live finale taping. Vince found out on the stage because Jimmy was going around telling the others that Kelsey had dumped him, the eyewitness claimed. Morgan and Vince fully thought the feeds didn't capture most of the late-night talk they had together. They really didn't think a lot of their bedroom talk and cuddling were seen by the outside house. The source said Vince seemed to lose himself in the game and blew up his whole life as a result. After being named the runner-up of Big Brother's 27th season, Vince told Entertainment Weekly that he was not worried about his relationship with Kelsey or how she perceived his flirty interactions with Morgan throughout the season. "I mean, Kelsey is she's the most secure person in the world," Vince said. "We know our relationship, we know the boundaries we set." At that time, however, Vince said producers had yet to give him his phone back. "All I've said is hi to my parents, so I'm not super worried about it," he noted. "I mean, I'm excited to get back to the real world." Vince also told Swan that his parents were probably the only people rooting for him in the audience on finale night because there weren't enough tickets for everybody. "I'll probably see her tonight, maybe, or whenever I'm done with all of this," Vince said of Kelsey. Vince and Morgan's extremely close friendship was a storyline on Big Brother. Vince and Morgan's behavior in the house, including extremely long hugs, sleeping in the same bed, and showering next to each other, had the other houseguests gossiping. Keanu Soto, for instance, joked about being on a show called Cheating Island, but Vince and Morgan kept insisting that they're just best friends. Vince didn't seem to think he had done anything wrong, but he began questioning his future with Kelsey when she clearly opted out of recording a video message for him once he made it to the final 5. Each final 5 houseguest received a sweet message from loved ones and significant others. "Am I single right now? Did Kelsey dump me?" Vince asked in the Big Brother diary room towards the end of the game. "Perception-wise, am I too affectionate with Morgan? We like to spend time together, and yeah, we sleep in the same bed, but it's a giant bed and her head is at the opposite of me." Vince continued, have I crossed boundaries that I'm not aware of, that I didn't think I did, but maybe I did? Earlier in the season, when Zingbot had roasted some of the Big Brother houseguests, the robot said, what do you call someone who lights up when Vince enters the room, gives him long, passionate hugs and warm, affectionate cuddles? Zingbot then looked at Morgan and yelled, his girlfriend. Zazazazing. Morgan seemed very upset by the zing, telling the cameras that she totally respected Vince's relationship with his girlfriend back home. And Vince insisted to us weekly after the show that he never crossed the line with Morgan. I didn't think anything of it. I just was living in the Big Brother house, Vince explained, before adding, I just assumed everyone would lay around. Everyone lays on top of each other. Vince elaborated, past seasons that I've watched live feeds, it's just kind of the vibe, and that's how some people are more affectionate with their closeness to you. And some people are not. Vince walked away from Big Brother with $75,000 for finishing in second place. He only received one jury vote to win the game from Morgan. However, the Big Brother 27 houseguests are starting to reacclimate to the real world, and that means they have their phones back and are interacting with fans. Winner Ashley Hollis, whose masterful social game led to her defeating runner-up Vince Panaro in a 6-1 vote in the finale, has seen fans criticizing him and third-place finisher Morgan Pope. Firstly, no one deserves hate, not Morgan, not Vinny etc., she wrote via X on Thursday, October 2nd. These are real people, although I'm not close with Vinny and never had any type of relationship with him all season, I still wish him the best and hope he's doing well. Fans were quick to point out that one of the first public posts that Ashley, 25, made after she was crowned the winner was throwing shade at Vince, 34. Ashley posted via Instagram a compilation of Vince criticizing her throughout the season, saying she did not deserve to win the game, or to make it far at all. However, now that Big Brother 27 has concluded, the houseguests who were still in the house and the jury house finally got their phones back and are able to go on social media and see what happened. Winner Ashley Hollis finally responded to houseguest Riley Jeffries' behavior after he came under fire for how he treated Catherine Woodman. Ashley went live on TikTok after she got out of the house, and the video was shared in the Facebook group, Baddies Midwest Community. What do you think now that you saw what we think of Riley's behavior? She read a fan's question. Oh my gosh. Well, now that I've seen some of the clips that you have tagged me in, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Ashley laughed. I do. My parents were not fans of Riley. I'll tell you that. That's the one tea I'll give you. I guess he said he was going to trip me or something, and my dad did not like that at all, she said. However, on a TikTok live earlier this week, Riley said that he was never going to trip Ashley. I don't really recall that, but no, I would never do anything to hurt somebody. Absolutely not, he said. I'm not actually going to trip somebody. I don't recall it, but if I did, I didn't mean it. That's actually crazy. But, Ashley wasn't the only woman in the house he talked that way about. Throughout the season, he had a showmance with Catherine. Although she didn't see any red flags, fans thought that he was creepy and not good for her. He reportedly was having a baby with another woman outside of the house, and never told Catherine. Riley also told Catherine that she was going to marry him outside of the game, whether she liked it or not. Riley also guilt-tripped Catherine for not lying in the hammock with him, among other things. Catherine's dad and stepmom spoke out about his actions and said they didn't want Catherine anywhere near him. However, Catherine revealed during the finale that they are together, and she went to visit Riley in his hometown. Also, during an eviction night, TikTok Live, Ashley shared her shock in finding out Riley fathered a child. She stood around with Zach Cornell, Amy Bingham, Adrian Rocha, and Lauren Domingue, answering questions that came up on the live. Riley's a father? She yelled. Oh, Zach said, looking at her. He told her to quiet down because Riley was in the next room. I know my dad hates Riley, she said. My dad literally contacted production. He said he was going to trip me. However, Ashley Hollis will forever be known as the Big Brother Season 27 champ. And while she wasn't a competition beast like other recent winners, she won when it was necessary. Hollis won Part 3 of the final head of household competition during the season finale Sunday, clinching the last HOH of the season. It was her first and only HOH all summer. Hollis had the sole vote to evict, and she elected to send frontrunner Morgan Pope to jury, bringing Vince Panaro with her to the final two. That ended up being a $750,000 win and decision. "Yes, you need to win competitions because clearly I wouldn't even be sitting here today in this chair right now if I didn't win a competition," Hollis said, also citing her power of veto win in week 1 when she was on the block.